Hi guys, if you recall in the previous video we had this specific course policy issue when we tried to communicate from the front-end application to our backend server. So we need to somehow fix this, and in order to properly fix this we need to go to our Spring Boot Java application, and let's first stop the server. Now let's create a new package and we'll call this backend component, and under this package we'll set in place a new class that will be called course component, and this will need to be annotated with the component stereotype. Over here we need to set in place a new method that will return a filter registration bin of course filter, and the method, let's call it course filter. We imported the course filter from the Spring framework, and this will be annotated with the bin stereotype. Under this method we'll need to set in place an URL based course configuration source. So I instantiated this object. The next thing we'll need to do is to set the course configuration. So I defined the course configuration variable called configuration and instantiated this object. And using this course configuration we'll be able to set in place specific properties such as allow credentials, we'll also allow origins, so collections singleton list, and for using this symbol we'll allow origins from for basically anything. Now for the configuration we need to define the allow headers, and for this we need to set in place an arrays as list and specific headers such as origin, content type, and accept. And now for the allowed methods, once again the arrays as list, and we'll set in place multiple methods even if we invoke only post in our Spring Boot app. So I set get, post, put, delete, and options. Now for the source we need to register the course configuration. And as a final step we'll have to set a filter registration bin of course configuration, and let's call this variable bin. We'll define a new filter registration bin, and we'll receive as parameter a course filter of source being the URL based course configuration source. And you see that we have an issue over here, and we need to fix it. Let's see what's the exact problem. But first let's set the bin set order highest precedence, and return the bin. So if you took a look on the corresponding problem that we faced earlier, we need to import the correct package for using this filter registration bin. So over here we need to remove the reactive package and import the URL based configuration source from the web course package. So let's start this Spring Boot Java app once again, since the course component is in place, and we should be able to communicate from the front-end app to the backend server. So the server has started. Let's clear the logs and let's click on the send button once again, and you see that we still have an error. Let's check the network, increase this a bit. We haven't received any email. This is a previous email, and on the console you see the error 404. Oh yeah, so the API contact email does not exist. It's in fact the API contact sent email, so please take into account this. So the correct path is API contact sent email, and we need to update our front-end Angular app to properly use this URL. So API contact sent email, save this. Now let's add some data under our contact form. So jump test, for the subject test sub, for the message test mess, and you see the email sent with success. Things are going in a async way, so we don't need to wait for the message to be actually sent. And over here you see that we are able to receive the message, so the front-end Angular app, our contact form, is able to communicate to the backend server, the Spring Boot backend app, and using Gmail we are able to actually send emails from our contact form. But I would like to make a few adjustments to this UI, such as the fields will need to be removed in case the form has been submitted, and also let's try to make some small tweaks, but you will see them in the next video.